Hey guys, Cameron Ashley here. Just wanted to share a bit more about, I guess, my philosophy and my approach that I use regarding nutrition and different lifestyle modalities. Because there's so much out there these days that it's very, very hard and sometimes confusing to stay up with all of it. And everyone's sort of got a new approach and a new idea, which is really helpful at the same time, but sometimes it's a bit overwhelming. So I've sort of developed this little model over my time of working with clients and myself. So I'll run through it with you and just see at which point that you may need a little bit more attention, because the model is it's more dynamic than linear. Okay, so I'll explain what that means as I go through. So the first point I want to talk about is just your relationship to food and lifestyle and or living. That philosophy or the beliefs and values you hold around it will largely determine the choices you make of eating and or drinking and or acting in a specific way. So if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, if you're largely paleo, if you're anything, any philosophy that you're following because it feels good to believe in that, then great. But that's where you sort of got to look at, well, that's where the rest of these will follow, because that's the belief that we're sort of holding as most important. The only where I would maybe consider you to challenge it is if you're getting signs and symptoms of ill health and they're not improving over time, then that's where that belief or value system might need to just be looked at and or adjusted. So you don't have to change, I don't think, or if you do, then great, but just be open to it, I think. So the next one we move down to is just the basics of nutrition. Now, these are very, very simple foundations and principles, and quite often the one that we rush past. So simple principles like eating organic whole food or wild food. Where do we source this produce from? How do we eat it or prepare it? Those types of foundations. I'll do another video one day with just those on it, but getting the basics right, no matter what your philosophy is, I think is also key. So if you're jumping straight into a particular way of eating or thinking, then there's usually some good foundations there to abide by. So I'll chat more about that a bit later. But anyway, moving on, if you are experiencing any signs or symptoms of gut problems, skin issues, even back pain or muscular pain or tightness, or irritations or reflux, those types of things, I usually move to a bit of a healing protocol phase. And during this phase, we're really looking at lab tests, hormonal panels, stool samples, those types of things, to get some really, really good, accurate information about what's actually going on in your biochemistry. Now, I use Functional Diagnostics Nutrition by Reed Davis, which is awesome. So I'd recommend looking up Functional Diagnostics Nutrition and or finding a practitioner near you. I work with Luke Duncan here at Primal, which is really, really great. So he helps me and my clientele just sort out some deeper issues. Going from there, so finding a bit of a healing protocol, which is also with supplements as well. So we're not just mindlessly taking tablets, we're actually got prescribed remedies for particular things, which makes sense to me, rather than just spending money aimlessly and just hoping that they work. From the healing protocols, once we've got that starting guideline, we look at biochemical individuality. Now, there's a lot of different types of individuality methodologies, but I guess my foundational teaching and my learning and education has been through metabolic typing. So check that metabolic typing online or healthexcel.com. They've got a lot of good information about what metabolic typing is. For me, it's really just a great starting point to understanding someone's individual needs, as opposed to me just guessing and following a philosophy or my own philosophy. So have a look at that, because there's lots of great information, and do their online tests, which costs about $50 Australian. So you get a menu plan, you get what you can and can't eat and all those types of things. So biochemical individuality is important, guys. We're so different, and we've got so many other things going on that determine our intake of needs. So And then the next one, maybe the last one's intuitive eating. So hopefully by going through a little bit of a model of this, we begin to understand what we truly need on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis, depending on your rhythms. And you fine-tune as you go. You become quite aware and sensitive to that. Now, if you get there, great, doesn't matter. If you stay at just basics, cool, doesn't matter. But all of these usually are interchangeable, meaning at some time in your life you may need to go from this back up to the basics and refine what you're doing. Or if you need to go down to here and go, actually I've just been eating like a weightlifter, but actually I'm more of a, I feel more calm and flowy like a yoga person. So visit that. Or sometimes you might need to, as we get older or experience problems, go to this. So you're always moving up and down this scale. But the key point is there's some tools and ways of handling each one. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'll put some links at the bottom of this video so you can click on and find a little bit more. But please let me know if you've got any questions. Okay guys, many blessings. Bye.